We all talk about the best fighting the best. That's not the best fighting the best, but it's a fight. There's a demand for it.
Disgraceful. I'm gonna stand in your corner. You must be mad. You must be mad.
There's a demand for it from the public because of their history. So that's why it's selling so well and doing so much business. How do I see it paying out? I don't know if Conor can give away the weight. I don't know. I hope he can.
Frank Warren isn't mincing words when it comes to the highly anticipated showdown between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. In a scathing critique, Warren has labeled the fight a disgrace to boxing, stating that despite the hype and commercial buzz, it lacks genuine sporting legitimacy. He questions the credibility of the contest altogether, doubting whether Benn can even make the agreed-upon weight, and dismisses the bout as nothing more than a commercial circus riding on the coattails of family legacy and past drama, rather than true competition.
You must be mad. I would never be in your corner. You're a disgrace. You're smashing an egg in someone's face, and then you're trying to justify it. There's no just.
Interestingly, even Chris Eubank Sr. has entered the fray, adding even more fuel to the fire. In a recent interview, he lashed out at Conor Benn, calling him a disgrace and making it crystal clear that he would never be in Benn's corner. Eubank Sr. compared Benn's actions to smashing an egg in someone's face and then trying to justify it, suggesting that there's no excuse for such behavior. His stance only intensifies the already heated debate surrounding the fight. Backing Eubank Sr.'s position, Simon Jordan has echoed the sentiment.
Disappointed too, whether I'd say it in the public domain, but I don't think he's wrong. I don't think the idea about weight classes is prevalent.
Slamming Benn's conduct and questioning the fight's legitimacy. Jordan voiced his disappointment with how the event has unfolded, suggesting that boxing has become so obsessed with spectacle and profit that core principles, like the integrity of weight divisions, have been overshadowed. He stops short of fully condemning Eubank Jr., but makes it clear that the modern sport needs to take a hard look at itself. On the other side of the debate, Stephen Smith offers a more nuanced view. While critical of Chris Eubank Jr.'s recent public outbursts and dramatic antics, Smith also acknowledges the complexities behind.
I don't think it'll be that much of an issue, the weight. But again, listen, I'm not disrespecting Chris Eubank Sr. Let's into the game, and he's going to worry about his son. Do you know what I mean? And rightly so. But I don't think he's in that. But put it this way, I think if he was in that much of a disadvantage, everyone would be picking Eubank, wouldn't he? And I've seen people quite split on it. A lot of people are picking Benn. So
his decisions. He believes the focus should shift away from the noise and back to the ring, where Eubank Jr.'s performance will speak for itself. Smith praised the energy and discipline of Eubank Jr.'s training camp, particularly the influence of coach Jonathan Banks, suggesting that the real story is Eubank's intense preparation and laser focus. Smith predicts that when the gloves are on, the drama will fade, and Eubank Jr. will methodically dismantle Benn with ruthless precision. Despite the controversy, the tension surrounding this fight is at an all-time high, and all eyes will be on whether strategy, power, or spectacle will ultimately win the game.
I have never in my entire life witnessed anyone work so hard as Conor Benn in training camp. And if Conor Benn loses, and I don't believe he will, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I've done absolutely everything I can to win this fight. And he will win this fight. And he will knock Chris Eubank out inside 4 rounds. That is my prediction.
Eddie Hearn is going all in on Conor Benn, radiating explosive confidence and dismissing any hint of doubt. To Hearn, Benn isn't just a challenger. He's a storm, ready to rip through Chris Eubank Jr. like a wrecking ball. This isn't just another grudge match. It's a defining chapter in Benn's career, a chance for him to carve out his moment of violent glory. The big question on everyone's lips: can Benn really break Eubank Jr. in just 4 rounds? According to Hearn, absolutely. He scoffs at talk of experience or ring IQ, insisting that none of it will matter once Benn starts unloading. In Hearn's eyes, even if Benn were to lose, he'd still earn respect for taking such a bold leap. But he's not betting on survival. He's betting on domination.
And that's something that you say behind closed doors. I'm not sure it's something to discuss in the media.
Is he likely? It doesn't sound like it. Is he likely to change his mind? Does Chris Eubank Jr., your fighter, want him in his corner?
He wants to win the fight. That's all he's focused on. He's now in a point of time where he has to block all the noise out.
His final prediction: Eubank won't hear the bell for round 5. Meanwhile, promoter Benn has erupted with fury, this time not at the fighters, but at Chris Eubank Sr. Shalom didn't mince words, slamming the legendary fighter for what he calls a public betrayal of his own son. He labeled Senior's recent comments as not only disgraceful to boxing, but to fatherhood itself. Shalom accused Eubank Sr. of airing personal grievances at the worst possible time, turning himself into a massive distraction just as Junior faces the highest stakes fight of his career. Even more explosively, Shalom hinted that this could be the final straw, suggesting Eubank Jr. may be on the verge of
Apart from that, his son, should probably not be dropping at this stage to go down to 160. It was meant to be 157 for the original. It's probably why the weight is such a big thing for him on that. But he's also making a bigger point of Conor Benn shouldn't be coming up 2 weights to fight my son. Like he's making a clear point that no one should really be letting this happen, and without offending and upsetting everyone, and I'm working the show and I'm really looking forward to it, he's probably not far wrong.
Permanently cutting ties with his father, walking into the ring not just with pressure, but with the weight of betrayal on his back. Sonny Edwards isn't pulling any punches when it comes to the Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn rematch. He goes straight for the jugular, calling out Chris Eubank Jr.'s controversial outbursts and honing in on what he sees as the most alarming issue: Eubank's brutal weight cut. Edwards slams the decision for Eubank Jr. to drop to 160 pounds at this stage of his career, calling it reckless and unnecessary. He also reminds fans that the original contract was set for 157 pounds, which only adds to the confusion and concern surrounding the fight's setup. But Edwards doesn't stop there. He flips the script on Conor Benn too. He tears into the decision to let Benn leap 2 weight divisions just to make the fight happen.
Yeah, I think it's a mismatch on paper. Of course it is. It's a fella that won a British title at welterweight, who hasn't boxed for a long time, against a faded world-class middleweight. So I haven't really got any interest, to be honest.
Egg slap not get you excited for it?
Not really, no. I'm not really an excitable guy.
Happen. In Edwards' view, that's not bravery. It's borderline dangerous. Even though he doesn't fully support Chris Eubank Sr.'s recent criticisms, he admits that the veteran fighter isn't entirely wrong in his concerns. Edwards raises the bigger question: who's really protecting the fighters when promotional hype seems to outweigh health and safety? Meanwhile, Dave Allen explodes with raw frustration, ripping into the matchup and branding it a complete embarrassment to boxing. According to Allen, this isn't about legacy or rivalry. It's a shameless cash grab wrapped in a manufactured narrative. He mocks the idea of a welterweight who hasn't conquered his own division taking on a middleweight desperately clinging to the spotlight. Allen doesn't hold back, calling the fight a disgraceful parody that insults hard-working fighters, grinding for real respect. He warns that matchups like these are eroding the sport's integrity, replacing genuine merit with recycled drama and nostalgia. What do you think? Are Edwards and Allen right? Or is this still a fight worth watching? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more unfiltered boxing takes.